Well, Angela Webster has begun recording.
She's gonna do this.
In this segment, we will be discussing career growth in each of our respected careers. One being IT, one being IT data analytics, and the other one is a corporate enterprise facilitator.
Are you going famous? Oh shit! You can see me.
We are recording. Can you turn all the lights off and on and get out of here?
I'm scared of the dark.
I am not data analytics, application development.
You used to be.
Oh, I forgot. IT business analyst.
There we go.
Oh my God, Jalen.
See, this is real life. Boy, mom life.
Let's
Oh.
just put the disclaimer out.
Corporate support and corporate enterprise facilitator and / technical trainer.
Mm-hmm.
From this standpoint, we will be addressing how difficult it was to grow in our respective careers, and what advice would you give someone in the same career on the same career path to grow without getting frustrated and accept the setbacks for their greater comebacks. Tanisha will go with you first.
Oh my God. Not the fact that you just changed the whole segment.
This was a whole new segment.
Oh, what was it supposed to be?
I want you to repeat back what you just said.
She don't know. She don't know.
I didn't read it this time. I read the notes last time.
Oh, Jesus. The segment is about what has been beneficial for your own growth. Name a specific incident where you've seen it in action. And how do you help others grow?
We can talk about that too.
Okay.
I'm
What
waiting on my drink, Magic Mike.
was your first question? I'll go. If you could repeat it, we can answer all of them.
That one, get out of here, because now you're teetering on making me mad. Career growth, and what is the advice you would give somebody taking the same career path? If you could speak to your past self in this field, as far as your growth standpoint, what would you say?
Start sooner. Don't wait. Get internships sooner. I don't know why them people at that school told me to wait till my senior year to get an internship. That was a lie. I should have been working in the field, testing out the waters way before my senior year.
Would that have changed your career path?
I would have been making more money much more sooner.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I would have gotten my PHR certification right out of my undergrad instead of waiting to get it my master's.
Mm-hmm.
See that?
Breakfast is a good color.
I would say that I would tell my younger self to develop your own career path and don't let others determine your career path. Don't get me wrong, more than grateful for the support that I've had over the years, but I feel like that maybe my gifts weren't used to the full potential because I wasn't seeking that growth for myself. It was more or less based upon what others saw in me. So it's like, oh, hey, Tanisha, you seem like you'd be good at this. Here's this position. Here's more pay. Oh, hey, Tanisha, why don't you volunteer to do this? Here's this volunteer opportunity that had tremendous growth. But I never was 100%. I don't feel like I was ever 100% committed because that wasn't my vision. That wasn't my goal. I was just basing it off what other people saw in me.
Mhm. I can attest to that too. Beneficial to my own growth is I realized I had taken 7 speech classes throughout my career, and I'm like, why didn't anybody tell me that that is what I should be doing? Like, I should be facilitating, I should be training versus like, oh, should be a therapist because you're good at talking to people. No, I should be a trainer. Yeah, that was mine.
One question I will ask is you said other people, you've taken all these classes and nobody pointed you here.
Hmm.
Were you taking those classes benefiting them more than it was you?
I was taking those classes because I was always pinged as the quiet person, the introvert. But once I spoke, I commanded the room.
Preach, sister. I'm a living witness to her blessing and gracing the room with her presence. And there are other witnesses too.
So I think if I would have been grounded in that earlier versus like, oh, let's just start these entry level roles. No, you've taken 5 speech classes. What can you do with that? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to your audio, but it's gone. So are you on mute?
Muted herself, yeah. Piggybacking off what you said, I think I was put into those roles to help fill those roles. And it was like, well, she's got great skill sets at this, she's got great skill sets at that. She can fulfill this role.
Mhm.
Sidebar, that also brought about a lot of tension in the work environment. Because I've been the person to experience stuff where here's a promotion and no jobs were posted, nobody was made aware. And so because those others just felt like competition. Well, we started at the same time. Why can't I grow when she's growing? But the position that I was offered, it, like I said, it just felt like sometimes I was a filler for that position. And that, not to say other people weren't qualified, but from what they possessed or put out there, it just wasn't the job for them. So then you get labeled as being, oh, you're a favorite. Oh, you're this, you're that. I'm like, no, if you want to do this, you can do it. Trust me. And then, sorry, I'm probably going on a rant, but those same people that would complain, they didn't realize that other situations to where they were being put up, set up to grow, that they had already turned down. So somebody offers you, say, hey, I have this task, do you mind completing it? And you say, no, I don't want to do that. That's not what I want to do. You closing many doors by doing that. So don't get mad or upset or feel like you weren't considered when, like they say, you're interviewing every single day.
Mm-hmm.
People fail many tests without even knowing it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I had a similar situation where I kind of fast tracked my career, and somebody that had been there longer was like, you're not ready for this type of role yet, this type of work yet. Just because it took you 20 years to get there, ma'am, our resumes are different. Our qualities are different. Our capabilities are vastly different. So, based on my career trajectory, this is the next role for me. So, sit back and watch me work.
Watch me whip.
So, yeah.
And I will say, oh, sorry.
Is it my
I was going to tell my story. I have testimony to tell. Go ahead, Sliss.
I guess my conversation with my younger self in this position would be, you are okay. You don't have to be for everybody, and that's fine. And everybody's not going to be for you. Because the more you try to please other people and dim your light, that can cause, what's the word I'm looking for?
Self-sabotage.
Yes, but it can also stunt your career growth.
Mm-hmm.
Because, Barbara been there for 57 years, and just because Barbara ain't a good supervisor and you come in and run her team, Yeah, that might hurt her feelings, but maybe that's what needed to be done.
Period.
So yeah, you'll be fine. Keep doing you. Keep being, because like that recognition that I got the other day. Just keep being you. You bring something to the table as you are. Maybe not so rough around the edges. Small filter, but not completely silent, and it'll be fine. There is space for everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I would say speak up for yourself. Because I was in this previous situation where it was like almost like a lot of my coworkers were against me. Don't get me wrong, I was that manager that was by the book, like we're gonna complete everything, we're gonna do everything. I wasn't as easygoing as most because I was there to get the job done. And then it was like all that came to a head and I was demoted. But what they didn't realize was that they were setting me up for even greater victory because I was demoted to a position that none of my technical skills were being used. I got moved back into another portion of the company. And after a while, it was like everything that was complained about. Well, here I am, like, give me that opportunity to show you all the stuff that you complained about. But it was like, oh no, that's fine. We're just going to have you do this. So was it really that you didn't know, or you just thought you was going to bring me down in this whole process? So after a while, I was like, I don't feel like.
Where'd you go, girl? Where'd you go? Oh, oop. That testimony was too real. The devil said not today.
The devil said not today.
My bad. Somebody still was calling, was FaceTiming.
Mm.
Anytime I do not disturb them. Anyways, so after a while, I was like, okay, this is like entry level position, and I've grown so much and should be able to do so much more in this company. So I spoke up to the person, the individual to where all the complaints was made, and I let it be known. I was like, hey, I'm not comfortable over here because X, Y, and Z. So it was like, cool, let me follow up, let me see. So then it was like, then they wanted everything that they complained about to take place. And I think it happened over a week or so. And I was able to be moved back to a position to where my skills were set in place, where my skills were used. So after that, when I was in a department where I could grow, learn more, and be beneficial to the company, it was like a couple weeks later, I received another promotion. So even in those dark times, do not give up and speak up because there's greater victory at the end of that road.
Amen. On this Sunday.
In the name of
Amen.
Jesus.
So we talked about our own career growth and our testimonies along with that. How do you help others grow?
My coworker, she told me I'm a very toxic person, but she's one of them coworkers. You can have that conversation with. I don't sugarcoat nothing for nobody. So my way to help you grow is to be 100 with you all the time. Be very transparent. So that way, hopefully you can learn to see through other people's bullshit. Well, you said it this way, but so-and-so kind of said it like that, but then he added this on there and something didn't feel right. I need you to get that not feel right real early. And then I also need you to just don't second guess what you know. Now, that's a difference in between not knowing something and seeking advice. But if you know it's right, you know it's right. Like a situation, I'm not in no more because I know it's right. I know what I'm doing. Where we are not allowed to do certain things to certain desktops or laptops. But I've been doing the same thing to these exact same devices for the past 5.5 years. I was trained by someone a lot more qualified, and I trust their information on what I'm doing. I'm how to correct the issue we have with these devices. So you come along in 2023 and says, no, it does X, Y, and Z. And I've been doing that for the past 5 years. And when I do it going forward, I have had no issues. So, and don't get me wrong, technology changes, processes change, but do your own research for you. Don't take nothing. If you telling me I do this pinhole on this T14, it's going to break the image. I need to see that written down for myself. It coming out of your mouth is no good to me. Trust your own knowledge. Seek clarity when needed, and don't be afraid to learn new things.
True that. True that. For me, because it's been an area of growth for myself, is teaching others how to advocate for themselves. Like you said, standing on business, standing on the skills that you know you bring to the table and how to articulate that. But also not offer that stuff up, not necessarily for free, but like, hey, this is what I can bring to the table in exchange for, or I know I'm good at XYZ. I would like to pivot and focus on that. And then this can be delegated to the group, not absorbing it all at once and feeling like you need to be overworked because you good at something. Like, no, I want to focus on this. We can delegate. I will help delegate. I will help map do the delegation. But learning how to advocate for yourself and speaking on your skill set, what you're good at, and even in crucial conversations, learn how to speak to those without it getting hostile. So helping individuals grow through those areas as well.
I would say for me, it's, I don't know, one particular situation makes me feel as though just paving the way for other young African American women of color in the technology field. So there was a specific individual. I think I had met her through a scholarship program that I had done. And just, at the end of everything, we're like, hey, here's my contact information. Reach out if you ever need anything, want to know more. So she had reached out, and we started speaking to each other through LinkedIn. So she wasn't sure which field or which area of technology she wanted to navigate through. So I took the time and set up a meeting with her, myself, and a data engineer, because I was a data analyst at the time. It was within our office hours, but on a work from home day, we both kind of agreed to come in. I'm pretty sure it's close to the holidays as well. Agreed to come in, just kind of show her the ropes of corporate life in technology from the data analyst side and data engineer side. Kept in contact with her even after that. And later she was hired to do an internship. So even as she was there working as an intern, I still checked on her. Hey, how's everything going? Do you have any roadblockers, any questions, anything you need? Just passing on that knowledge and then trying to give her a safe space at the same time. Because like I said, there aren't many women of color in the field of technology. So that's the same opportunities that were given to me. So just kind of continuing to pave that way for younger African-American women of color. And then second, I would say, I was going to say speaking up for yourself, but I already said that, didn't I? So we're going to leave it at that.
You made me think of something else. I did a mentorship program, and I think we don't realize how beneficial our network could be to the next generation, and that was eye-opening for me. So it was a young African American girl. She was at Bellarmine, and she was focusing on psychology. She didn't know, actually, she was a physical therapist. But anywho, somehow we got paired together because I think she wanted a Black mentor. And we got paired together, and I was like, okay, you're in this field. I don't really do that, but let me see who I know. So I ended up reaching out to people I graduated with, and they kind of laid out the law for her in that particular field. She was also interested in clinical psychology. The CEO of one of the hospitals and goes to church with me and sits 2 rows behind me. And I was like, hey, can you talk to this girl? And then she ended up following up with me. She's like, I talked to her and I told her, do physical therapy. And kind of gave her the pathway of like why that would be better suited for her. So just understanding your network and the power of having access and resource to people, and how it can benefit others.
Oh, another thing, what I was going to say is actually don't be afraid to say no. Because, and also to not expecting everybody to say yes and be able to help you. Because from time to time, you got so many people juggling different things. And it's like, this is the contact person for them. Especially like when I do volunteer work, because it is volunteer. Yes, you are there for a reason. Yes, you are there to work, to help serve, whatever. But I don't want to take advantage of volunteers. And so I'll say, hey, if you can't do that, this is absolutely fine. I completely understand. Versus putting the expectation on them that it has to be done at this day, at this time. Just because everybody's got stuff going on in their other lives. So also giving people the opportunity to say no. And say, the common tagline that we all use, can you help me with this, or can you direct me in the right direction? Also works.
Excuse me, but also with that, don't be afraid to say no. It kind of goes with the don't be afraid to say yes. Because in other jobs where I thought I was not qualified or that was not for me, my first job in Norton, I was like, girl, why you said this to me? I can't do that. What is this? Anyway, I did it and did it very well for 4 years. So, don't be afraid to say yes within your realm.
Yeah. And I had an exact situation because it was like a new reporting graph that I'd never heard of a day in my life. And 4 people in this boardroom turned and looked at me. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll do this. Google was my best friend throughout all of that. And I was even stressing through it because I felt like I didn't get it completed soon enough. So I sent it in, and then a couple weeks after sending it in, it was like, oh my God, tremendous work. How did you figure this out? This was exactly what we're looking for. Can you show our data analytics team lead what you did?
No, I can't.
And then that's what that's what got me into the data analytics world. Stepping up and just taking a project that nobody else wanted.
Mm.
Mm.
And both of y'all are my success stories on advocating for yourself. So I'm proud of y'all.
I'm proud of you.
Just say we're your success stories.
You're both of my success stories of advocating for yourself. Yes.
I'm so proud of you.
You want to conclude the episode?
Me. Who, Celeste?
So what we've learned, or in conclusion, career growth doesn't have to be as scary or intimidating as most people think, or it seems so far away. You never know what you can do until you do it. But can't nobody want it more than you. If you don't want it for yourself, then it ain't gonna happen. So you have to seek growth where there is growth. You also got to know where there ain't no growth, because you just spinning your wheels and you got to learn to get out. Amen. But career growth is wherever you want it to be. And once you get enough growth under your belt, all different fields, all different flavors, then you set your own path. So let's out.
And that will conclude our episode on career growth. Thank you for joining.
I'm distracted because somebody's in the kitchen frying hamburgers. Alonzo, what are you cooking?